So recently, I've started to say that we need to start referring to the Trump tariffs as the Trump tax, because they are in fact paid by U.S. consumers. Technically, of course, they are paid by the companies doing the importing, but they then pass those price increases on to us, so we pay the Trump tax. But there's now a new term that I also love and think we need to start using, and this term came from the Telegraph, a UK paper. And what they're calling it, based on the warnings of international economists, is the Trump slump. Because these economists across the globe, not just here in the United States, right? They're not biased against Trump, are predicting the U.S. job market to shrink by 64% next year. They have revised their predictions due to the numbers that have been coming out showing horrific job growth, and they explicitly say this is because of Donald Trump's policies. So this slump that we are seeing, which they point out we haven't seen since the last recession, is the Trump slump. This is what James Knightley, the chief international economist at ING, told the Telegraph. Trump's policies have contributed to a further deterioration in the labor market that was already underway. Certainly, the numbers have been coming in much weaker since he's come into office. His policies have created a big headwind to growth and a big headwind to consumer and business sentiment. When you've got uncertainty, companies just naturally pull back on their hiring. And then, of course, he went into Donald Trump for claiming that the labor statistics were somehow rigged against him, which is not the case, and the firing of Dr. Erica McIntyre, the lead statistician for the the Bureau of Labor Statistics. But then he pointed out other numbers. You have 14% of the U.S. population right now that believes that job cuts are coming and that fewer jobs will be created last year. Now, that's just consumer voter belief, right? So that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. However, whenever the voter sentiment hits that point, as Knightley points out, that is typically an indicator of a recession because the voters are always right about it. That's what's crazy. And the reason the voters are always right about it, as he points out, is that they're the ones working the jobs. They see that the company they work for, or even sometimes the company that they are running, needs to hire people, but they can't. Or they don't need to hire people, and we have to start letting people go. So these people, these workaday people, right? They're in their offices, they're in their factories, they're in their whatevers, seeing people get laid off, seeing the company not hiring more. So when these people tell the pollsters, like, yeah, I believe the job market is going to shrink next year, they're always right. And the last 5 recessions that we've had, the numbers have been the same. You've had roughly 14% of the workforce saying, yeah, I believe we're in a hiring slump. And those numbers have been indicative of every recession for the last 50 years, folks. Let me read you this. Knightley said, historically, this is consistent with private payrolls falling perhaps 200,000 per month, which is recession territory. The only time this reading, this 14% of people who think the job market's going to be shrinking, the only other time it was actually this high was during the recession, or right before the recession, I should say, of 1978. These people are always right. Always. Every time. It's crazy that that works that way, but it is. We are headed towards a recession. I've been saying that for months now, and to be honest, I actually believe if this administration wasn't already kind of cooking the books to show otherwise, I believe we're in the recession. We've got hyperinflation that is increasing every single month. We have certain grocery items like beef at their highest prices ever. We have payrolls falling, wages stagnant, growth going negative in spite of what the administration says. There's simply no way we could have had positive growth in the second quarter. And that's why I say I believe we're already in the recession. I believe it's happening now. Look around you, go to the grocery store, see your businesses, the place of work. We're in a recession, folks. There is no way around it. And if we're not already in one, all these economists, including all the ones not even in the United States, right? They don't have a dog in the fight. They're telling us the same thing. We are headed for a recession, and we need to make damn sure that we call it the Trump slump, because that is what it is. Thanks for watching, everyone. You know, we're inching closer and closer to 1 million subscribers, and we're aiming to hit that goal before the year closes. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thanks for joining us as we head towards this huge milestone.